Hi everybody and welcome to day 3 of our 10-day yoga challenge. Apologies, I do not have my microphone working at the moment. I have ordered a new one, so hopefully it will arrive soon. But hopefully you'll be able to hear me well enough. It won't be as clear as usual, but hopefully it'll be arriving soon. So welcome, my name is Kelly and I will be guiding us through a short morning yoga wake-up session to help you get energized first thing in the morning, although it's absolutely fine to do this at any time of the day. It's just that I'm keeping these nice and short to fit in before work. But if you want a quick warm-up during the day or in the evening, then these exercises are also fine for that. So we're going to start in easy pose, so cross-legged position, sitting up tall, and just start to connect with your breath like we've been doing for the last couple of days to help us just get focused, centered, grounded. Okay, we're going to start doing some neck stretches first. So today we're going to use one hand to stretch, just don't put too much pressure on, but just place it on our head. And we're going to point our arm in the other direction just to help open up our neck. So inhale, hand to head as we exhale and point out to the left. Inhale to center, exhale to the left. Arm pointing to the right. Inhale, center. We're going to do some twists next. So inhale, arms above head. Exhale, left arm, left hand to your right knee, right arm twist around. Now you don't need to be pulling on your knee, just place it on your knee. Twist round to the right, gazing over your right shoulder. And exhale back to center. Inhale, arms above head. And do the same on the other side. As we exhale, twisting round to look over our left shoulder. And then come back to center. We're going to do a different little stretch that we haven't done before. And for this, we're going to be clasping our hands together, but behind our back and stretching it away from our back to open up our chest. So on an inhale, stretch back, opening our chest. Exhale, bring your hands forward, head to the mat. And then back up to center. We'll do the same again. So on an inhale, stretch your arms back, lift your chest. And exhale, release your arms to the floor, head to the floor. Okay, we'll take our hands to our shoulders and just do some backwards shoulder movements. If bringing your hands up here doesn't feel comfortable, you can just do it without and get your kind of whole arms moving. And you can do the same going forwards just to loosen up our shoulders. Give it a bit of a shake. And now bring yourself to tabletop position. Fingers spread wide, wrists below shoulders, knees below hips, as we do some cat-cow movements. So inhale, raise your tailbone, raise your head, drop your tummy. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your tailbone, bring your chin to your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then back to a neutral spine in tabletop. We're going to do bird dog. So left leg extended, right hand extended, raise that left leg, and we're going to do 5 crunches. Exhale to crunch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to center. Switch legs, right leg extended, left arm raised, 5 crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring your arms back down to tabletop. We're going to tuck our toes and exhale to downward facing dog. And just give your legs a bit of a pedal here as we ease into this position. Trying to keep a neutral back, so no back bends or curves other than the natural curves of your spine. Bring your heels down towards the mat. Tuck your tummy towards your spine and try and keep an even balance between the weight in your hands and your feet. Now we're going to slowly bring our body forward into a high plank position, holding for a moment, releasing our knees to the mat, and slowly bringing ourselves down, forehead to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes and downward dog. Taking a few breaths here. Again, move forward into a high plank, holding for a moment. Drop your knees down and slowly lower yourself to the ground, forehead to the mat. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes and push up to downward dog. Keeping those hips raised. Inhale, step your right foot forward, followed by your left, and raise up into a halfway lift, trying to keep a neutral spine. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly uncurl, arms up above your head. Exhale, prayer pose. Just check that I'm in shot. Okay, we're going to move into some of our standing sequences now. So starting from Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms above head. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. And from here, we're going to take our left foot back and get into a runner's lunge. So keep on your toes of your left foot, hands either side of your front foot. And then on an inhale, bring yourself up into a high lunge. And give a slight back bend here. Releasing your arms to your hips and releasing your heel to the floor. Adjust your feet so that your heel is now facing the back corner of the mat. Your front toes are facing the front corner of your mat. Take whatever stance feels good, wide but comfortable, into warrior two. Arms and fingertips stretching in opposite directions. Pulling your navel towards your spine. Have your right knee above your right ankle. And from here, we're going to flip our right hand over and send it above us into reverse warrior. Continuing to breathe. Bring that right arm down onto your right hip, sweeping the left arm above, spinning your gaze towards your left hand, stretching your left foot away from your left hand. And then releasing back into warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips, parallel your feet, a nice wide-legged stance. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Let your shoulders release, let your head drop down. A few breaths here. On an inhale, come up halfway. Exhale all the way back up to standing. And bring your feet back in together as we go to the top of our mat and to do the same on the other side. So for mountain pose, inhale, arms above head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And this time we're taking our right foot back into a runner's lunge. Keeping on the toes of your right foot. Your hands are placed either side of your left foot. And then from here, sweeping your arms up into a high lunge with a slight back bend. From here, we're going to transition into warrior two on the other side. So you can bring your hands to your hips to begin with as you sort out your feet. You want the back right heel in line with the back right corner of your mat. Your left foot pointing forward, knee above ankle, and then bring your arms out either side, stretching away from each other. Pull in your tummy towards your spine and gaze over your middle fingers. From here, we're going to flip our left hand to face the ceiling and move back into a reverse warrior. And then from here into extended side angle, spinning your torso around to look towards your right hand. Right foot presses away from your right fingers, creating a nice side body stretch. And then back to warrior two. Making sure to keep both arms raised, stretching in opposite directions. Then lower your hands to your hips, Parallel your feet. I'm going to spin around to face you. Parallel your feet, nice wide legs. Inhale, take a back bend. Exhale, fold forwards. Letting your hands touch the ground if you can. Widen your stance to allow that, or bring in some blocks. And inhale, come up halfway. Exhale all the way up. And bring your feet back together into Tadasana. Now we're going to introduce for the first time a balancing pose called tree pose, which you might have heard of. We're going to do it as a beginner's style of tree pose, but if you know and are comfortable to do other types of tree pose, then please do. So switch all of your weight into your left leg. What I find helps here is to really pull in your core, pulling your tummy into your spine, getting core strength. Finding a spot to gaze at in front of you, maybe something that doesn't move. And then you're just going to bring your right foot to sit against your left leg, bringing your knee out and hands to heart center. So this is our beginner's tree pose. If you are comfortable to bring your feet all the way up and get that balance, then please do. Just make sure that your knee is stretching out to the side. And take a few breaths here. I'm going to pull in your stomach muscles as you hold this pose. And then when you're ready, bring it back down. Take a couple of steps here as you shift your weight now into your right leg. Find that spot again that's not going to move for you to gaze at. This gentle gaze we call drishti. And then bring the left foot up against the right ankle, knee facing out, hands to heart center. And again, if it feels comfortable, you can bring your foot all the way up. Sometimes we have more balance on one side than the other, and that's absolutely fine. And our balance varies from day to day as well. But as I say, the tip is to really engage your core and find that point to gaze at. Making sure your knee is facing out to the side, not drifting in. And then slowly release down to the floor. Staying tall and with hands at heart center, we're going to just slightly separate our legs to just a little over hip width apart, feet turned out. And we're going to do something called Malasana, which is a squat pose, garland pose. As we come all the way down, sinking down, getting your elbows locking into your knees, and just holding in this deep squat. If this is uncomfortable for you, you could get a block to prop up behind your bottom. Just making sure that you still have your feet facing out the way, your arms parallel to the ground. And then when you're ready, bring your hands to the floor and just ease yourself down, moving into some floor positions now. If everyone is doing all right. So again, we're going to introduce a beginner's version and we'll build our way up to doing the other versions. So we're going to do a beginner's version of boat pose. So just relax yourself back, elbows and hands down to your side. Bring your feet and your legs together. And we're going to just raise our legs up so that they are parallel to the floor. This is a good way of just preparing ourselves for boat pose, helping to strengthen your core. You can add in some toe taps here if that feels good, otherwise just stay with your feet up. So inhale, tap, exhale, bring them back up. And now just hold for a few breaths. Releasing your feet to the mat, letting your back drop down gently to the mat, and bring both of your knees up to your chest for a moment. Now release your feet back down to the ground. From here, we'll go into bridge pose. So push up through your feet, maneuver your shoulders into a comfortable position, clasp your hands together if that feels good, or otherwise just leave them flat on the mat, and push your hips high into the air. Keep pushing up and breathing here, pushing up through the feet. And then slowly let your back come to the floor. And again, you can bring your knees up to your chest. This time, keeping both knees together, we're going to do a spinal twist. So let both knees drop down to your left. Arms into a T and gaze towards your right hand. Bringing both legs back to center on an inhale. And then letting both knees drop to your right side. Again, bringing your arms out into a T. And this time gazing towards your left hand. Bringing yourself back to the center, hugging your knees, and then preparing yourself for Shavasana in whichever way feels best for you. If you're going to be propping anything underneath Your knees to support your lower back. Arms to the side, palms facing the ceiling, let your feet drop to the side. Feel your body sinking into the ground as we do a body scan, gently closing your eyes. Starting at your feet, bring your awareness to your toes, and the tops of your feet, your ankles, your shins, your knees, your thighs, letting them all relax into the mat. Bringing your attention to your hips, your navel, your chest, letting everything relax. Moving your awareness up to your shoulders, moving down to your elbows, wrists, hands and fingers, letting them all let go of any tension. Letting your limbs sink into the ground. Bringing your attention to your throat, your chin, your tongue. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Your nose, your forehead, crown of your head. Letting go of any tension, softening. Moving to the back of your head, the back of your neck, your upper back, letting it sink into the ground, your lower back, the backs of your thighs and your shins, your ankles, your heels, and the soles of your feet. And we'll just lie in silence for a few moments, breathing gently. Slowly bring your awareness back to your body. Feel the weight of it being supported by the ground. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a deep breath, maybe stretch. And when you're ready, turn onto one side and take a few breaths here. And then using your hands to push you up into a seated position. Sit up nice and tall and really feel the benefits of today's practice. Thank you so much for joining me again, and hopefully I will see you all tomorrow morning for day 4. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic day. Bye.